I have been, something really cool happened to me on my way from Brenda's house to Tony's house yesterday. Um, I have been following this guy, Eric Jacobs, on YouTube for quite a while now. As a matter of fact, he is he's the nomadic fanatic, and he is the video blogger or whatever vlogger, whatever they call him, that I follow most frequently. I think I have seen every one of his videos. Um, it's just a simple day in the life of a guy that lives in an RV and travels the country. It happens that he's from Washington State, and he was leaving Washington State when I was getting out to Washington State. And he was headed east. I was still going west. I went west and then south. And then I came back north a bit to meet with Paul and Luann, and I came east. Somewhere along the lines, I passed him. I went by where he was. He travels. He doesn't travel 400 or 500 miles a day like I do sometimes. He only travels, I think, probably at most 100 or 150 miles. Most of the time, it's around 50 miles a day. And he does a very great deal of boondocking. Anyway, the reason that I'm talking about this guy is he is kind of the guy that inspired me to do what I did here. And he definitely inspired me to make YouTube movies and create a YouTube channel. He's the one that inspired me to do that. And I was driving from Peterborough to Killington, and I saw his van, and I stopped. It was right at the border of Vermont and New Hampshire. There's a roundabout there. I went around the roundabout and went back about an eighth of a mile to where he was parked. I saw him as I was going west. I went back east to meet up with him. I parked and I went down and I said hello and shook his hand, and I even met Jax, his cat. Anyway, he gave me a couple of stickers, and I would have spent more time with him, but I was kind of blocking the road, and as a result, I only could spend a few minutes with him. I enjoyed meeting him. I think I will try to contact him and tell him that I enjoyed that. Tell him probably too that he has inspired me to do YouTube. Anyhow, that's the extent of what I wanted to talk about. I just think it is amazingly cool that out of the blue I should run into this guy. I knew he was in this area, but to just happenstance go by and meet him, that was. I wanted to talk a little bit more, or I wanted to clarify my meeting with the Nomadic Fanatic. I was driving down 101 West, headed toward my brother's house in Vermont. And as I was approaching Brattleboro, and as I was approaching that roundabout in Brattleboro that takes you to 91, Interstate 91, I happened to glance over as I was going over the Connecticut River. I happened to glance over, and I saw his camper. I recognized it by the sticker on the side of the camper, the Nomadic Fanatic sticker on the side of the camper. I turned around, or I did the rotary, or the roundabout as they call them, and I went back and I parked. I walked down to his camper and hollered to him. He came out and we met. There was somebody that wanted to leave that area, and I was partially blocking the exit for him to do so. So I didn't have time to stay and chew the fat with Eric as much as I would have liked to. But I did enjoy the idea of being able to meet the guy. I think I have described already. I think I have described that I have been following this guy for a couple of years now. I have looked, I believe, at every one of his movies that he's made and put on YouTube. I am subscribed to his channel. I haven't friended him on Facebook or anything, but I might, because I might write to him and see whether he'll respond. Anyway, he was inspirational for me to do the YouTube thing, which I've been doing on my whole trip, which has cataloged my trip, which I like. And he also was kind of inspirational in what I'm doing. I just went around the country in 3 months, and he kind of was part of the inspiration that I used to do that, to plan that.